What up, though? Welcome to Woman Crush Every Day, where we discuss queer media, especially when it's black and especially when it's woman. I'm your host, Tang B, aka Sean B. Scribe.
And I'm your host, Allison, aka Al Wu.
And today we are going to discuss Pause with Sam J, Season 2, Episode 4.
But before we do that, subscribe.
Because we talk about black queer women every week.
All the time.
And you want to get the notification when the episode drops because we do a lot.
Yeah.
So we try to drop them for you. We drop them when we can. And
hey,
you want to know.
Hey, there you go. And you know what? In terms of like when we dropping them when we can, like this is a crazy, hectic time right now.
Yeah.
We are in the middle of rehearsals of a play that was written by yours truly. Well, I mean, hers truly. I don't know how you say that.
Yeah.
Tang here.
I wrote it.
Yeah. Boom. Keep making play. It's going to be Obsidian Theater Festival. The play is called We Own Everything. I'm also in the play.
Yes.
So we are like super, super deep in all of that stuff, but we're having a great time. It goes up live on June 23rd and 26th. But there's a virtual like world premiere on July 7th. So find out more about the festival. It is free to participate and attend and all that good stuff.
Yes.
Donate.
Yes,
I'll throw that out there.
Support black creatives.
Yeah, and support queer stories because this is also a queer story that is being presented on this. So, shout out that. Yes. And you know what? I want to shout out Dominique Morceau and Skeleton Crew and Felicia Rashad getting that Tony because look at that. I guess
we have a special guest appearance.
Truffle excited too.
We can't have the playwright here, so we have
Truffle's like, I'll make an appearance. But yeah, Skeleton Crew is a really queer story. Well, it centers a queer character and just an excellent play. One of my favorites. Yes. And shout out Dominique. Shout out Detroit. We holding it down.
Shout out Cast Tech. Cast Tech had double awards. Michael R. Jackson for Strange Loop. Also out here doing queer stories.
Look at that.
So it's a good time. So check out obsidianfest.org to learn more about the festival and see what we got going on outside of Woman Crush Every Day.
Boom.
All right, I guess we should talk about the episode.
Let's go.
Pause with Sam J, Season 2, Episode 4. If you haven't tuned into Pause with Sam J before, it's a show where there's a centered conversation around a particular topic, and then there's like some sketch comedy in there, there's some interviews in there, and it all brings us to a point, and it's all led by Sam J.
Yeah, comedian Sam J.
Yeah, and we talk about Sam J because she's queer.
Yeah, simple as that. Yeah. So, favorite part? Yeah, what was your favorite part of this episode?
I think my favorite part, and it was a part of this, that was just my favorite part, was when she interviewed the teacher. So the whole thing, this whole kind of episode revolves around like people who are kids who are like a suck my dick kid, as she describes it, like the kid who's an asshole and what they become. And so this teacher is talking about this kid who was fighting another kid, and he goes to break up the fight, and the kid ends up hitting him, and his whole response. And I just found it really relatable. We have both been in the classroom, educators.
Hell yeah.
I've definitely had to break up some fights. I don't know if you had to break up.
A little bit, yeah.
So I had to break up some fights before, and it's definitely crossed my mind several times. Like, what happens if this kid turns their anger on me? So I found it a really relatable element of the episode. I don't agree with his hoping that teachers being able to hit students' returns to the classroom. I don't want that, but I do really like Truffle. Get down. But
I like how you were trying to like really let it go.
I really was trying to
ignore
talk
him
through
and
it.
stay focused. Truffle, go lay down.
All right, lay down. Good boy. All right, so yeah, I really like that part of the episode, but I don't agree with him on corporal punishment in the classroom. But I do agree that there isn't a lot of respect and protection for teachers, and teachers cannot be the counselor, the mother, the father, the neighbor, the best friend, the educator, the police officer. This, like, they can't do it all. The food pantry, like, they can't do everything.
Yeah.
And I like that he illuminated this small part of the danger that you sometimes put yourself in, not because kids are dangerous, but because kids are traumatized, and there's a lot of people with trauma responses out here that unfortunately can damage us. So yeah, what was your favorite part?
All right, this was tough. You know, I was particularly triggered by this episode, and the concept of the suck my dick kid, because my parents are teachers, and it's just like, you know, man, it just sucks, because like when you're the kid of a teacher, like you're the kid that catches the shit from other kids. You're that kid, you know, and shit is like, damn, I ain't even do that. You know what I mean? And it's just like irritating as fuck. So I was super triggered.
As in, like, if you're the kid who's doing right because your parents are the teachers.
Your parents, you know, like when people have like just, you know, rough days at work and come home and vent and like, you know, release, it's like, yeah, when you make my parents' day hellish, you know, when you say, I want to make it a point to break this person because fuck them.
Yeah.
And then it's like, when I know what my parents want and like their intentions behind being in teaching.
Yeah.
And like their end goal is to make you your best self, and you coming to school like, I want to fucking break this motherfucker. I want to ruin them.
Yeah. Like where does that come from?
Fuck you.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm, I was triggered. You know, I have had I will say I have not always been the best. So there is some like relatability, like to substitutes. You know what I mean? In terms of like, hey, look, you know, kids act bad on substitutes. Bam.
Yeah.
And not to say that I want to give myself a pass, but I do think when you say the quote, I was trying to break this person. Yeah. It's like, damn. So it was tough for me to like really find joy in this episode.
Yeah.
But I guess an illuminating moment or something that gave me some more perspective into Sam J was when she spoke about how she was kind of like over the school shit when one day she stumbled into a home ec class and saw there was a classroom full of mentally disabled kids who were making these cookies that the school was selling for profit. And she was like, you know, that's fucked up. They're not in class learning. Y'all pretty much have them as free prison labor, you know.
Yeah.
Cooking shit for people. And, you know, so she was sensitive to that, and that was kind of one of the reasons why she stopped giving a fuck. I think she already kind of gave a fuck, like didn't give a fuck, but then they just added, that was more fuel, you know, to not give a fuck.
Continue.
Yeah. But, you know, I did think that's an interesting thing to see. I never saw that. I never saw the exploitation of the mentally disabled. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For profit. I know that happens now, like, you know, but in high school, middle school or whatever, that wasn't a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like school in the 90s too there were a lot of things that were happening differently. And, yeah. All right. Well, woman crush.
There was no woman crush this episode.
I had a woman crush.
Go ahead.
The friend at the bar who said that she is a counselor, because she called out what I just needed to hear to even function through the rest of the episode. Word. Which is like, that kid, something is going on. Maybe it's a counselor in me, but what was going on? And there's a scene, just to set it up better, is Sam J is describing like herself, but also kids in general who are just like complete assholes in class. And the friend just points out like, yo, something's happening here. What is happening with this kid? And Sam J kind of like says that it's about this bigger thing of racism, but we've also just seen the previous episode where we know that there's been some loss in the family, that somebody she truly looks up to has gone to prison, and that a lot changed for her at that point. So to me, Woman Crush goes to the counselor for being ready, knowing there's an underlining thing that's driving this. No, lay down. Lay down.
Like, sorry, that was talking truffle just then. All right. Okay.
Yeah. All right. What can stay? What can go?
Let's see. You know, I have the question and conversation around what to do with kids who need a place to go or ways to expel their energy or whatever. I think that can stay. I think we can continue to say, like, kids need opportunities, especially if you aren't, like, abundantly resourced.
Yeah.
What do you do when you feel like this whole shit is a sham? I can't live the life that has been promised to me as an American citizen according to the, you can do whatever you want, like,
yeah. Which they do sell that.
Yeah.
They sell that. And it's a motherfucker when reality hits.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like just people have a hard time grappling with that. So I think, I don't know if America needs to reposition its standards or if people need to reposition their standards. I think it's a complicated mix of both, but I think that can stay. What can go? Presenting disrespect as a cultural norm.
Yeah.
I think that as a concept is just kind of like, but it's like, come on, man. Like, I guess, hitting teachers. I think that whole concept, teachers in the classroom, kids being assholes. The judgment. I think there's a lot of judgment in this episode without introspection.
That part.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna leave that there. There was a point when Sam she talks to a Satanist, and I think the approach to, like, the positioning of Satanism or being a Satanist as, like, the worst thing that a person can possibly do. It's like, I understand that as a person who grew up in the church. Like,
yeah,
I ain't trying to be nobody. I'm not a fucking Satanist. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I would never
I wouldn't consider myself pro-Satanist, but
but I'm also like, have you read about Satanism? Like, or like, it just, the whole conversation felt like it was from a place of, I really don't know what you're talking about. I just know it's called Satanism, and fuck that.
Yeah.
Like,
it was very much like magic bad, witchcraft bad, like, without any knowledge.
Yeah.
Or any, even trying to understand where he was coming from.
Yeah. I felt like, positioning that as like, when you don't have an outlet, then you turn to Satan. And I'm like, I mean, okay. You said you didn't have an outlet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You didn't turn to Satan.
She said she played with Satan for a little bit. She had a Satanist nickname or whatever, pen name. But I just feel like that means that you didn't go into actually figuring out what Satanism is about. You just wanted to rebel. Yeah. You just wanted to be a dick.
Yeah.
Once again.
You wanted to be a suck my dick person.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. So what can stay, what can go?
I mean, my list isn't that different. What can stay? I do think, similar to what you said, measuring what can, maybe not what can happen, but how do you give people an outlet? How do you give them a constructive place to put things is really important. And I think in the context of this show, I want to draw a line between, like, being a dick and being a comedian, which I don't think are always the same thing.
Yeah.
For what can I did like the segment with the, like, industry and retail workers, service workers who are venting about their bosses and, like, bullshit things that they've made them do. That was funny. It was also funny to see somebody from Sam J's set call her out about breaking COVID protocols, which don't do that. Don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
Don't, because you shut it down for everybody. That's people's check when you had to shut down for COVID.
Hell yeah.
Come on. It also could be somebody's life, but you know,
Right. That part.
so that can go. That can go. I'm just transitioning to what can go from there. What else can go? Yeah, the baiting of the interview. I think just not having respect for your interviewee. That can always go. I mean, you can. It felt like the Daily Show, where the whole thing is to get the interviewee to say something dumb, except that who she was talking to, he wasn't dumb.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
he keeps consistently not falling into the trap that you're giving, because he's like, but I'm not dumb.
Yeah.
I'm not average. I'm not mainstream.
Yeah.
But I'm not dumb.
Yeah. This isn't a costume.
Yeah.
I like this.
I believe in it. I was willing to come on the show and talk about it. I'm also promoting my brand right now.
Yeah, totally.
For this job you assumed I don't have.
Yeah,
Like,
really. Like, what do you do for work?
Like, what do you mean? You're an asshole asking me questions. What do you do for work? Same thing, okay? You make it pop.
You know? Yeah.
So, yeah, the disrespect on it and the positioning can go. And yeah, I don't think that I think also the conversation about why you're an asshole, I think some of that is rightfully placed in what systematic racism has done.
Word.
I think personal responsibility is ahead of all of that. Because every kid in your class likely comes from somewhat of a similar situation. It may not be arranged the same way, but y'all are coming from similar environments. So your gall to say that you get to be a dick because you don't like authority. I don't think anybody likes authority until they're like safe, fed, well read.
Right.
Like, until
you're taking
you get
care
all
of
the things that they did while having authority over you.
Yeah.
And I think recognizing the difference between like somebody who is being authoritative to just control you and somebody who cares about you and learning what control you can accept. It is okay to submit to things that are for your betterment. So I wish there had been more of that in the episode. I wish there had been more, like you said, introspection to even look back and say, like, I didn't realize that then, but I know now. And it felt like a lot of it was still excuses for why I need to be an asshole, and HBO gave me a job to do it.
Whew.
Queer canon.
So, yeah, where does this fit in the queer canon?
I mean, I think like last episode, to have somebody who's queer who can talk outside of their queerness is dope. But I don't know. I don't know if this one is queer canon for me, mostly because of the friend who was at the bar who kept bringing up when Sam J dated dudes and wore dresses.
Totally.
Because stop. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah. I thought that was really interesting. And, you know, it makes me wonder, because I'm like, what is Sam J's role in the cutting process? You know, like, are you like, yeah, is that like funny that she used to wear dresses or something? I mean, I think a lot of people did, you know. Yeah. I think a lot of biologically born, assigned female at birth people wore dresses as children.
Yeah.
Wore dresses growing up. Did straight shit. I mean, like,
did whatever the authoritarian told you to do.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I hate that shit. I think that in the queer canon, I feel like that is so common though in the lives of lesbians. I think in particular, I don't think that I'm like, women do not do that to gay dudes. Like, I remember when he used to fuck women. I mean, maybe they do a little bit. They do, but I feel like women don't get off to it the same way that dudes typically get off to it. Like, Man, yeah, I remember you was taking dick. You probably do still take dick on the lows. You probably be sneak dicking.
That's what they're
like
insinuating is like you're not really gay because they knew you when they have this evidence of you not being gay. And I'm like, okay, well, you used to like pee on yourself, but that's not who you are today. Like, you know how to go use the bathroom.
Yes, come on. Actually, I'll take that. I like that. I'll take that. Yeah. So, that's where this fits in the queer canon for me. It makes me think about, just the wild things that dudes say. And Sam J, what is our takeaway supposed to be? I know that's rhetorical, but
I feel like the takeaway is I want to go back to the episode with the studs who play basketball with the titties out. I thought that was a beautiful moment. That's what I'm going to take with me is a throwback.
Ashe.
Thank you for bringing me to this show so I can have those moments.
Ashe.
Yeah.
I affirm that.
I'm interested to see what the next episode holds.
Me too. So, I guess that's it.
That's what did y'all think?
Yeah.
Let us know. Maybe you loved it.
Let us know.
Please
however you feel.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not the only person who's butthurt out here. Maybe I am. And let me know.
2 educators. We not here for the games.
You know what? I whoop ass in classrooms. I don't play that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have been that teacher. But let me not go too far. Until next time, y'all.
Peace out.
Peace.